So I've chosen Chinese broccoli and asparagus. These are the ingredients that they used in the restaurant, and I think they work well in the dish. Doing this with chuck steak. Typically, you can do it with flank steak or eye fillet beef tenderloin, but I'm choosing to do this with chuck steak because it's $20 a kilo. So right now I'm just seasoning the meat so that it doesn't taste bland. Good Maldon salt is the perfect salt, and just mixing it through before I sear it on the cast iron. And mind you, I don't have a wok, which is why I'm doing it this way. Heating up the cast iron pretty hot. We're using grape seed oil. It's got a high smoke point, very neutral, perfect for frying meat. While we let that heat up as it smokes, we're going to mix the meat in. We're going to mix the salt, give it a good mix before stir frying on the pan. But there's a way to do this, which I'm going to explain right now. So I put the beef down, and for the first minute and 20 seconds, we're not going to move it. The reason we're not going to move it is because we're looking for that Maillard reaction where the browning of the meat kind of sticks to the pan and all the amino acids kind of form on the bottom. And then we're going to turn them around after this. And the reason why is because we're going to make a little sauce that we're going to also put in the pressure cooker. So I've just got my pressure cooker preheated, and I've added in Sichuan pepper, the ends of the asparagus, and some other peppercorns. And I'm frying the beef off again, and I've added 2 tablespoons of mustard. And I'm just mixing that through. Now I add probably around 300 to 400 mils of chicken stock and just mix it around. So we preheat the cast iron that we cooked the meat off, and then we add an onion, and you add a bit of water or chicken stock or beef stock, and then start moving the wooden spoon on the bottom, and then we're deglazing with brandy. Now you can use Shaoxing wine, which is probably better for this dish, but I had brandy, so I used that. Scrape the bottom of the pan, add butter, pour the juices back in the pressure cooker, and we're going to pressure cook this for around 20 minutes. Heating up a normal pan, adding sweet corn, 2 sweet corn, seasoning with salt, and adding butter after 3.5 minutes. Now we've chopped up the palm sugar, and we're adding equal parts palm sugar to boiling water. It's about 500 mils, 500 grams palm sugar. Strain the meat, put the juices in a pot with soy paste, palm sugar, dark caramel, and black pepper. Reduced it down. I did use more ingredients, and you can find that in the description. And then just reduce down on a high heat. Hot cast iron pan, pineapple in, caramelize on each side, similar to how we did with the meat to get a good sear. And meanwhile, I made a caramel, as you can see, which we're going to infuse with saffron, and then we're going to steep the pineapple in the caramel. It's very simple, and also season the pineapple with flaky salt. Yes, this is the caramel I was talking about. I just made a dry caramel with probably like 250 grams of dark sugar, and then deglazed with water and stirred it around until incorporated. And now just add in 1 packet of saffron and let that baby infuse before adding the pineapple. And this is what it should look like. Pineapple will get darker in the saffron flavor and color later on. This is probably the best part. So this is Koshihikari rice, which is around $10 for a kilo. Pretty expensive, I know, but I'm just rinsing the starch out here, and the key is to do it 15 times till the water runs clear. Separated the beef in half the sauce, and now I'm going to mix in arrowroot and water. It's about 2 teaspoons of arrowroot, and I'm just going to reduce that down till it gets thick, and then add more black pepper. Now this is how you thicken it without it becoming floury. Arrowroot is amazing for thickening and actually keeping the color the way it is intended to be without it looking like a cheap gravy. Now we're going to stir fry the Chinese broccoli. These stalks need to be cut up a little bit more, and I ended up taking them out and putting them in boiling water. Also, meanwhile, stir frying an onion, I added in asparagus and garlic as well, and I did it very slowly to not burn the garlic. Chinese broccoli is done. Now I'm going to put that back in the pot with the sweet corn, and then the beef mix had gone back in and everything been incorporated into one pan, and this is what it should look like. I also added pickled celery. Final product, this is what it looks like. Should steam the rice for 10 minutes. And yes, I added everything on the dish. I also fried some onion, which I mixed in flour, and this is the end result. Enjoy.